back to the channel. My name is Raymond Cooper, and this is the Truth for Mr. Cooper YouTube page. So once again, if you are looking at the title of the video, you're looking at the thumbnail of the video. Once again, this is me being transparent once again with you guys and bringing up different things. Today we're going to be discussing about different types of diets and which one might work for you. And this is strictly just coming from a personal opinion. I am not licensed. I am not a doctor. Just want to put that out there before we start. And I do also want to mention that any diet that you truly think works best for you, please continue to do that. This is simply just my personal opinion, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But let's get on to it. Today we are going to be discussing the most common method of losing weight that a lot of people use, and that's simply just calorie counting. What I'm just going to do is simply give a brief little description about it and then give pros and cons, and then from there you can take it or leave it. So basically, when it comes to calorie counting, and it's very self-explanatory, it's calorie counting. You set the bar at 1,700 calories, and you stay at 1,700 calories, and that's basically what you do. It doesn't matter what you eat or how much you eat, as long as it is not going over the 1,700 calorie or the calorie amount that you have set up. Let's just go with the example of 1,700 calories. Now, the good thing about calorie counting is it's very, very simplistic. You can do it. All you literally have to do is 2 servings of that, boom, 14, and just simple mathematics. There's numerous amount of apps out there that you can use. I use MyFitnessPal. You can also use My Plate. I believe there's some other ones, but the one I use is MyFitnessPal. Now, the diet that I use, I will go into that in another video, but this is simply just for calorie counting. So yeah, the positives and the pros of doing a calorie counting diet is you can basically eat whatever you want as long as it's in that caloric amount. You don't have to worry about, does it have this, does it have that. Very, very simplistic, and it works. Because for any diet, and I'm going to say this in almost any video that I do, as long as you're in a caloric deficit, you will be fine. As long as you are in a caloric deficit, you will be fine. So if you are burning 2,500 calories in a day and eating 1,700, you're in a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. Now, there's other factors where if you are in a caloric deficit and you're not losing weight, there might be other factors that you need to take into play. That's there. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you my experience. Now, with the positive being with the calorie counting diet, just basically being simplistic, I will tell you the drawbacks of a calorie counting diet. One of the biggest drawbacks is, and this is only if you're doing things like me. Now, for me personally, calorie counting is more for if you're simply just trying to lose weight. Now, if you are a bigger individual like myself and like other people I know, when you only focus on a calorie counting diet, you will lose weight. But when it comes to muscle maturity, when it comes to maintaining muscle on your frame, it won't be there, because a lot of times when the people I know do a calorie counting diet, they're not getting a lot of protein. It's a lot of carbs, things like that. They do get a fair amount of protein. Now, I'm not saying that everybody that I know does it this way, but for the most part, a lot of people just think as long as they're under the 1,700, and I'm just using 1,700 as an example, as long as they're under the 1,700 calorie, they're going to lose weight. Now, there's no problem with that. Not one bit. So if it's easier for you and better for you to stay on a calorie counting diet where it's just you just plug, and as long as you're on that 1,700, that's fine. But eventually, and this is once again my experience, is you're going to have issues when you're like, okay, well, I like loose skin, not being as toned compared to somebody else who is maybe the same height and weight as you, and you can see that. But once again, that's simply just my experience. So when it comes to a calorie counting diet, it works. All diets have their benefits, obviously, because people use those diets. But I will tell you that if you are a person that's trying to gain muscle, trying to have a more aesthetic figure, maybe you're trying to get abs or muscles, calorie counting diet will not work for you. But if you are a person that's simply, I'm just trying to lose weight, calorie counting will work for you. No problem, because once again, at the end of the day, it's literally calories in, calories out. Now, there's other factors that you need to take into consideration, but that's going to be for another video. But this is simply just stating, if you are looking for just an easy, simple diet, calorie counts for you. But if you are looking for a more straight line diet where it will be more focused on your goals and, I think personally, better results, there's other diets out there, and I'll go over that in a different video. But this is simply just my experience with calorie counting. It did work for me for a while, but then when I figured out other things that work for me, I went that route. But I never stray anybody from doing calorie counting. When Steph wanted to start to get back into, I don't want to say losing weight, but just being healthier, I told her, focus on calorie deficit, and that works for her. Not every diet works for everybody. You got to figure out what works best for you, what's going to be a good routine for you, and go that route. So this is simply just my opinion, and if you're thinking about wanting to lose weight or which diet I should go with, the best diet that works for you is a diet that you can stick to. And that's what anybody should really think about. But if you want a little bit abstract in reasoning why picking this diet compared to another one, then this is the video for you to just tell you, okay, if your goal is to simply just lose weight and that's it, calorie count is great for you. So I want to end the video here. Don't want to make these long. Once again, you are here for the content and not the video quality. Once again, my name is Raymond Cooper. This is Truth from Mr. Cooper. Have a good night.